Konnichiwa mina, boku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I just got back from my first day with a trainer, my personal trainer, Joel, at the YMCA here in Kamloops. And holy shit. Wow. It was totally different than what I normally do in my own house. I totally recommend getting a trainer because they will hold you accountable and they will push you beyond what you perceive your limits to be. And I say perceive because you can usually go a lot farther than you think you can. And in this particular case, whew, today was the very first time I've worked with Joel, and so he was kind of going over, just kind of seeing what my strengths and stuff were, and he had me do some core stuff and some leg exercises in particular. And it was the first time either of us had been to the YMCA as well, so it was interesting. It's in a brand new location on the North Shore at John Todd. I think it's John Todd, the old John Todd Elementary School building, which they share with the Boys and Girls Club, so it's kind of split in half in both sides. So the YMCA does a free week for you if you've never been there before, and then after that, I think it's like $45 a month, but you can get subsidy and stuff if you make under $28,000 a year, I think is how it works. So I'm going to look for that, or look to apply for that. Anyway, so yeah, it was astounding, and I've discovered something one thing I've never done before. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're called burpees. Yeah, they're evil. Evil creations, but in a good way. Holy shit. I am having trouble navigating the stairs right now. Not so much navigating as in me falling down them. I usually fall upstairs. But that's another story. But no, oh, my legs are just killing me in my quads, at the front. Yeah. Going downstairs is actually the harder part. Going up isn't that bad, which is really weird because normally I have trouble going up, like I said, for whatever reason. But going down, I'm grabbing onto the railing in the wall. I'm like, holy shit. Ha, ha. Even just walking is kind of weird, but I did 10 minutes of stretching afterwards, which is another thing I normally don't do, is stretching, because I've never, I don't know, I'm weird. I'm one of those weird people, what can I say? So, but yeah, honestly, it was a great session. The hour was done like that. Like, it wasn't when I'm here normally, and I'm just trotting myself along, you know, just whatever, my own pace, which does work in good ways, but this, whew, like I said, wow, it kicked my ass, and that's what I wanted. So, I paid for 6 sessions, basically 3 this week, 3 for next week with him, and I'm going back there to meet him on Thursday and then Friday, so we'll see what other tricks he has in store, which I'm really excited for. I planked, I've planked once before. I tried it, and I never knew if I was doing it right, because honestly I've been following a lot of the YouTube people like Vance Del Monte, Mike Chang, the guy from Athlete and X, Jeff I think is his name, and so I never knew what was considered a beginner's thing and what's intermediate and all that stuff, because they just show you how to do a lot of the stuff, so I just kind of copy it, and in some ways I was successful, in other ways not so much. Like, for example, doing squats. I never have been doing squats properly, and I've talked about this before in my other videos, and I've always been worried that I was going to hurt myself and my back, but Joel showed me how to do them, and I had trouble, and I still think I do. I'm going to have to practice them, but I'm up to the challenge, and that's one thing that I like to think of is when someone says I can't do something, I like to be like, oh, is that a challenge? And then I'll end up doing it. Before, with before, when my group would just enter cosplay contests and stuff, and then I'm like, you know, it'd be interesting if we could one day have our own panel, and some of my friends are like, oh yeah, that's not going to happen. I was like, oh, is that a challenge? Well, we've had successful shows at Odafest, at Anime Evolution, not Anime Evolution, Cause and Effect, no, I didn't even do a show there. I guess just AR and Odafest, which is fine, and so, and I, of course, running Idol as well. I did that. I've performed. I ended up trying out for Canada's Got Talent. I ended up on Zoinked on YTV and got slimed. But that's another story. So last year, as many of you know, a lot of you are probably subscribers because of my doing my daily videos. I challenged myself at the beginning of the year as my New Year's resolution to do a video every single day of the year. And I was so close to being 100% successful. There was just the 2 days of AR, which I kind of made up for with extra video stuff throughout the year, but it's still on my mind. I didn't quite finish it because I wanted to do every single day, just something new each day, and I was just, I mean, when you run a convention, when you work at it, when you're volunteering, any convention person will tell you it takes up so much time, and you're so tired, and you're just like, oh my god, but at the same time it's so rewarding and a lot of fun. So because I was pretty successful at doing that, and because I've always wanted to chase after or get myself to have the body type that I've always wanted. Like, I was one of those guys back in high school that I was jealous of the guys in the locker rooms that were just, they seemed to be like Adonises, and they did nothing. Like, it didn't seem like they did anything, really. So, and then here's me, you know, I was like a 120-ish, 130-pound kid, and I realized that there's the opposite end of the spectrum too, which is what my personal trainer is coming from, was the larger end of things, and in getting to where he is now. And I'm going the other way, so building up weight. I'm really excited to continue working with him, and I think that he teaches very, very well. So that's one thing I was really worried about, is I wanted to find somebody that I think I would gel with, like kind of work well with, and I think it's going to be good. So really excited about that. So I'm going to be focusing on a lot of things. We did legs today, like I said. I did the planking. I guess I surprised him because, like I said, I've only done it once, kind of, and I wasn't right. But today I lasted 2 minutes in a solid plank. And then he put a 10-pound weight on my back, and I made it to a minute, and then a 20-pound, well, I don't know, another 10, so 20 for another minute. So that was good, but it was tough. Oh, it's tough. You know, people say that you have to train with heavy weights all the time, but really, no. I mean, you get tired as you go along, right? So it stands to reason that just adding little bits at a time can be just as good as automatically going to a huge weight. Now, I've been working out since 2010, basically, and I've had some results. Like I said, I used to be about 120 to 130, and then kind of in my mid-20s up a little more, but now I'm 155, which is good. I made it to 160, I think, last year, but I lost it pretty quickly. And that's another thing is I have to work on, is I don't eat a lot, and I've never really been a big eater, especially with meat, because my dad is a vegetarian, and when my parents got divorced, I stayed with Dad, so we never really had a lot of meat in the house, so I would go out to fast food places and things like that, and that's where I would get my meat from. And then when I moved in with my brother, you know, and my dad's at his own place, I just recently, last year, honestly, learned how to cook beef and chicken, which still scares the shit out of me. Beef is easy compared to chicken. I'm just terrified of poisoning everybody, so if I'm going to cook chicken, I'm just going to do it for myself, and then we'll go from there. We'll see. But I'm going to have to start eating more, going from 1 to 2 meals a day up to 5 or 6 in order to get to where I want to be. So that's going to be a challenge. Challenge accepted. So we'll see how that goes. So over the next few months, you'll probably notice changes, hopefully. So right now, I mean, I'm not too bad, as you can see. This is a lot bigger than it used to be. And my chest development is coming in too. So I'm really excited to see where things go. Joel, my trainer, was also saying that I could do the crunches and stuff, but at the same time, the other stuff that we're going to be doing will help build the core. And I'm really excited about that too. And I can see that too, because there's so much stuff that you do that uses your core muscles. So it stands to reason that a lot of the weightlifting and just general pushing, pulling, whatever, would affect your core. So hopefully my abs will pop out, because that's what I really want. And so I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm up for it. And also budgetary concerns come into place, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it full-time all the time. But for now, I'm committed to it, and I really, really want to see where this goes. So, really excited. yeah, I should probably leave this video at this. I was going to talk about a bunch of things, but I think I'll just break them up into a couple of different ones. Like this little apparatus behind me. I'll get into that a little bit later, probably another time. But thank you for watching, and honestly, sticking around. The other subscribers that I've got are probably from the Sailor Moon review videos and stuff that I do. From what I've come to understand, it's weird for weird to find guys happily talking about Sailor Moon on their channels. I love it. I've never shied away from it. It's always been my favorite series ever since back in the 90s when it came out. I've never dropped it, even though people are like, oh yeah, you're going to grow out of it. Grow out of it. Huh. 2 years old up here. Come on, people. Seriously. But no. So thank you to everybody that keeps watching and stuff, and I will post up videos. Try to do it more often and stuff too. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.